Okay, guess what we're going to do today? We're going to change this switch out. Number one, because I got an update from Microsoft for Windows and it screwed up something and I couldn't get these things reset. And I also think that the modem is bad, but the ISP says, oh, we don't think so. So trying to get these set right here just ain't happening. None of them will reset in my place. So I've decided that I'm going to exchange these because if you see this LED up at the top, that thing stays on in my room all the time. And it drives me nuts trying to sleep. So I'm going to change these out, and I'm using the Wyze Switch because it's going to go through my phone and I know I've got Wyze lights here already and they seem to work perfect. So, and I've got Wyze plugs and all that. So we'll just bypass, hopefully, getting these things set up. Let's see what we have before we get going here. We of course have the box, and I just cut it open. Wyze, these other things you can get them for $30. Wyze was like $13, but they also come with a neutral wire, which is awesome because the others didn't. And then also inside the box, you've got your Wyze Switch. And you've got your quick start guides. And you have your labels. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, oh, and also I want to tell you that if you don't know how to do any of this, you can actually go on your phone under your that's my front porch, under your Wyze app, and click plus up at the top, and it will walk you through putting this together. I am not joking. Okay, so let me go kill the power, and I will come right back and we'll start this project. And what I'm going to use real quick, I have a power tester. For one, tells you if there's power, and you can't see it, but you heard it. But it also goes any type of power it'll click on. So That's my phone it's picking up. And we're going to use, I believe, it's going to be a Phillips head. And we're also going to use some wire strippers. You don't have to get as fancy as those. You can use things like this if you want. Uh, it's really up to you. You don't need to get fancy with this. And what we're going to do is an in-depth. I've got these lights right now, these switches throughout my place. I've got 5 of them, actually 6. But we're going to leave the drum room alone because it has 2 Wyze bulbs in it that I can control through my phone anyway. So, and I decided to do the kitchen first because before I go to bed, I was used to saying, Alexa, which these will work with Alexa, and I can turn off that little LED up at the top, which is going to be nice in my bedroom. But I used to say, Alexa, turn off desk and kitchen, and she would, which made it nice. So let's see if we can't get this working, and I'm going to turn y'all off for a minute, and I'm going to go shut the power off, and then we'll come back and continue on. Sound good? Because I don't want to get zapped. Okay, talk to you in a few minutes, or a minute or two. Okay, and we're back. As you can see, I don't see any little lights on there. I also broke out a flathead screwdriver and some pliers and some needle nose pliers. Try to get this station. Okay, we're gonna need Phillips driver, I know you might not be able to see all this because they put that stupid fire extinguisher like I'm really going to fight a fire. If a fire breaks out big enough that I need a fire extinguisher in here, the place is going to burn down. Although I did have a girl that used to live next to me. It's quite funny. She would start beans or whatever, and then she had a friend downstairs, and she would go down there and forget her beans were on, and I'd walk outside, and smoke would be bellowing from her apartment. I don't know how many things of beans she ruined. Okay, let's see what we got here. First of all, now that I've got that loose, I'm going to test everything to make sure that there's nothing hot. And what you should do is actually take a photo, if you can, on your cell phone of what goes where and so forth. That way, if you get confused, you only have to have a basic knowledge of wiring to do this, because you're going to have a line in and a load in. And for these, whoops, you're going to need a neutral wire. So there's a way, because I don't know if y'all can see this at all. This is your green wire, that's your black wire, and your white wires. And there should be somewhere in here there it is, your ground wire. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the power on, and I'm going to touch my my tester here, and we're going to find out which one's the load. And it should be the black. So let's see. Nope. There it is. I guess that's black, because you really can't tell. Well, this one's a load also, but one's going up and one's not, or either this thing is messing up. The good thing is that is the good thing is if you put all this together and you put the wires in, it doesn't work. Most likely you've got your load switched. So all you have to do is switch them back and it'll work. So if you got your load and your line switched, it'll work. So, I mean, if they're switched, you're probably not going to get anything. But, as you can see, these are all labeled in the back. You've got your load, neutral, and line, and that is your ground up here on the top. So what you're going to do, Or I say you are. They had that one in there tight. And that one doesn't want to come out either. So we switch to the flathead and see if we can get it. Yeah, there we go. What you need is flathead. Okay. And let's do this on top too. Now, you will need a neutral wire for this to work. Okay? That's a must. Okay, so I'm going to go kill the power again so we can start again. And we can connect some of these wires, or all these wires, and give it a test run. Okay? Be right with you. Okay. We have everything connected, and you see the little light flashing there. So, we're going to kill the power one more time, and I'm going to gingerly slide that back into place. And I'm going to take off the faceplate and screw it in. I will show you what that's like in just a moment. Okay, the faceplate is gone and we're about to slide that in. As you can see, there's screw holes here and here. And they will match up with there and there. My neutral wire, my ground wire just came off, but there's no power going. So I will get back with y'all. I did remove the fire extinguisher so y'all can see how this works. And I'll get back to y'all in just a second. Okay, I gingerly, I don't know where they get that term, folded the wires back and it's in the wall. And as you can see, it is blinking. Woo! The hardest part that I had was that the ground wire had two wires and would not fit, so I had to accommodate that by pulling one back. Now, if you're wondering what that noise was, that was my UPS uninterrupted power supply. So, instead of having y'all wait while the modem and everything else reconnects, I'm going to get back to you again, because that's the only way you can see how this connects, or we can see how this connects. And I hope it connects a lot easier than these other ones, because you don't need a hub for it or anything. So let's give it a chance and have everything boot back up here, and I'll get right back to you. You caught me. If you're wondering why I'm taking those breaks, I had to turn on the AC. It's hot up here in the second floor. It's 80 degrees in here, so that means it's about 90. Okay, firmware, it went great. So now we can hit done. Okay, now you can turn it on or off from your phone. Okay, this thing has an array of different functions. You can turn it on and off here. You can go up here to the little gearbox. You can push single press, additional controls. You can do all your smart home products from here. You can set schedules, status light. Yes, that's that little bitty thing right there. We're gonna turn that off, especially the one when I go into the bedroom. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight I might not wake up on time tomorrow. Okay, and you can share it with your kids if you want to. You can get device info. You can delete the device with this single press. You can go classic control, smart control, controls fixtures and Wyze bulbs only. We don't want that. Additional controls. You can do a double press, a triple press, a press and hold. We're just going to do single. I guess I could leave it on if I wanted to. You can set schedules, to which I have my plant lights scheduled through my Wyze plugs. Now, go back. I can hit controls. I can hit off, vacation mode, which is cool, and you can turn it on, which means it'll come on at different times of the day and go off at different times of the day. This will not control a dimmer, so don't be thinking about that. Now my drum room, I've got Wyze bulbs in it, and that's why I'm not changing the switches. For the simple fact that I can control those two bulbs and make them brighter or dimmer and change colors and so forth. That's the only reason I'm not doing those. Oh, and gave me another badge. I think I've got, I don't know how many badges now. You've earned, congratulations, you earned a badge. Wyze Switch. All right, let's see what all I got here. I got my kitchen. I got my desk. I got bug light. I got Haas light. I've got other lights, which are the ones in the drum room. I've got other switches for my plant lights and all that. My Wyze scale, my Wyze cams, which I have like 10 of them. That's how I got started on Wyze. Wyze is a very good product, and they stand behind what they sell. They're all what they call Wyze wizards. I'm not joking. Um, it was kind of funny because it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, I think, maybe. Someone tried breaking in here while I was in here. I was paying bills, and my son was asleep in his room, which is the first room, and I went up to the door and I yelled, "Who is it?" And they didn't answer, and I heard him with a knife trying to jiggle uh, the latch and everything. And so I went in, I woke him up and sent him back to my bedroom, and that's when I drew my firearm, and I also learned a lot that day. Oh, that up there at the top, that's uh, that's where that stupid fire extinguisher was, and I taped it so it'd be out of my way and I could work. Anyway, getting back to, oh, y'all like you see that phone plate there up at the top by that bundt cake thing? That's the color these all were. Anyway, so that, and at the time I didn't have a phone that had a speakerphone on it. That's when I found out it's very hard to talk to dispatcher at 911, hold yourself up with a cane, and aim a firearm at the front door all at the same time. Now I've got speakerphones, phones with speakerphones on them. And anyway, police were marvelous. They were perfect. They got here within like 2 minutes, basically. One of them, I think, had to hit his siren over on the highway to get past some cars. And of course, when the bad guys heard that, they took off running. Uh, but they were here in no time. And they were ready because evidently 2 hours before this, before my attempted break in, they tried to break into someone else's house. And the police said the bad thing is neither one of us had cameras out. So, my journey for Wyze, I went and bought my first camera and installed it. It was a piece of cake, and that was outside. And then I ended up buying another one for the inside, and then one of them I got, and I think I got it from a store around here, and it wouldn't work. The red light wouldn't flash red; it just stayed solid red. And I called Wyze and got them actually on the phone, which was amazing to me. I loved it, and so I talked to one of the Wyze wizards, and she asked me. She says, "Can you record what it's doing and send it to me?" I says, "Yeah, piece of cake." And so while we were on the line, I recorded it, and she says, "Yeah, that's a bad one." Now, even though I didn't get it from them, they sent me a new one, and I said, "Okay." And when they sent me a new one, they called up and says, "Let's we know that you received the new one. Let's go ahead and get it set up and turned on," which I knew how to do it because I'd already done the outside one. So I did that, and it all came on and everything. I said, "What do I do with the old one?" And this guy was really cool. He says, "Well, you can dispose of it properly, or," and this I didn't even think of, he says, "set it somewhere in your place." He says, "Nobody's going to know if it's connected or not." And because a lot of these work off a cloud. And he says, "Nobody's going to know if they're connected or not." I went, "It's a good idea." So, you know, and I says, "So I don't need to return it?" He goes, "No." And so because they knew that it wasn't working right. But a bad guy walking in, they wouldn't know. And then so anyway, I posted all that on my YouTube channel, and next thing you know, I've got two more companies want me to test out their cameras, and then I ended up with a third company wanting me to test out their cam. I'm not joking, and so I have all of them. Uh, I think I've got 10 Wyze cameras around that are actually working. Only one's not working. So if you break in, you can take your chance and try to figure out which one it is. because by the time you figure that out, you already been had. Anyway, this was a piece of cake. Installing this switch, it only took a little while. The hardest thing for me was getting around that fire extinguisher. Once I removed that stupid fire extinguisher and taped the little uh, hook things, or whatever you want to call it, up out of my way, I flew through it. And, for a second, I thought it wasn't going to connect, as you saw, but it did connect. And I want to see something really fast. I don't know if it's connected to Alexa or not. Alexa, turn off kitchen. I'll be darned. Guess what? It works. Alexa, turn on kitchen. It works like a charm. I'm in business. And that was a lot easier than trying to, it's your phone's right there with it when you're trying to get it to connect, which the other ones, your phone's got to be in between them and your modem and or router, or your computer be in between to get it connected and all that. This way you don't have to worry about that. Okay, that was a piece of cake. I hope this helped someone out, and get you some Wyze switches. I'm fixing to install one, two, three, four more, and then I'll be done. So get you some, you see how easy it is? Get some Wyze switches and become a Wyze wizard. Okay? And so y'all stay safe, and if you're in a warm place, which it is warm here now, go swimming. If you're not in a warm place, find a warm place to go swimming. Can't do that, snuggle up with someone. But don't hold her hand while you do this, because we don't want anybody electrocuted. That was a dumb joke. I don't know why I even said that, but anyway. So we'll talk to y'all later, and y'all stay safe. Love y'all, and have a great day. Bye.